Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Judy Lee and you can find out more about what I do in the links below in the description box. So I just want to wish you a happy winter or summer solstice depending on where you are in the world. So if you're in the northern hemisphere, you'll be celebrating summer solstice, and if you're in the southern hemisphere, you'll be experiencing winter solstice. And both of them have you know, their benefits. Most people would think being in winter, for example, it's cold and maybe feels quite slow, but it's a good time to be internal and to reflect on how the year has been, and then to go into when spring arrives, start to take action on those reflections. And in the in the northern hemisphere, if you're experiencing summer solstice, then it's to celebrate. I feel anyway, celebrate what you've achieved and take away any learning so that you can take those with you when you start to go into the autumn and winter months, and to spend time reflecting on them. And we also had the new moon eclipse as well, I think on the same day. So eclipses normally bring about quite rapid changes, and the new moon being about new beginnings. So, and I also find around the new moon and the full moon that emotions can be a bit high, a bit different to normal. So just be aware of that. Alright, so we're here to do the energy reading. I just want to give you a little update about what's happening out there. So I'll shuffle the cards as per normal, and let's see what the energy this week is. I think this one wants to come out, so I'll pull that out there. See what else. Okay, that card flew out. Right. And let's see what. Oops, okay. Card shuffling is quite simple today. Sometimes I end up shuffling and they just fly everywhere, or they take a while to sort of come out. So the message seems to be pretty clear this time round. Okay, so I'll just organize. I like to organize. It also helps me somehow to just receive messages at the same time. And so at the bottom of the deck we have the High Priestess, which, if you haven't seen my videos before, is just about the bottom of the deck is the theme of the reading, or it helps to guide the reading as well. So the High Priestess is very much about trusting your intuition. It's a very feminine energy. And let me just see what else is here. Interesting enough, it's the moon. I'm just noticing the moon there as well, which fits it. That would sort of be, I guess it could be, to me it sort of came straight as a new moon. So it's something about, for me, trusting our intuition at this time. And it's a message I've been getting for quite a while actually, how important it is to trust ourselves, because the more that we can do this, the less we will be in a space of fear. We can be in that loving space, which is really what this planet needs at the moment. There's been so much fear being perpetrated because of the virus, because of just a lot of things happening around, and I think we're in that stage of when we're going through huge changes, then the outside world can look what's the word, quite just quite disruptive really. So yeah, and I think that's a representation of what a lot of us are experiencing, in the sense of old pains, old hurts, old traumas coming up to the surface. And in order to move forward, if we are really in this golden age, and this is the time when we start to see peace, love, or a different type of world, then we've got to do the self-work to clear the issues that we have within us, because when we do that, then that's when our outside world changes. Yeah, it's not an easy journey necessarily, but then it's one that will have huge benefits. And I think if you're watching this video, then you are interested in looking after yourself and seeing things in a different way. So that's a great first step, and it's all the little steps that add up to the big steps. So if you can, I think, try and tune into your intuition more than using your head to help you decide. Especially, we can get so caught up in our thoughts, and generally they don't lead us to where we need to be. Whereas if we sit quietly and it might not come the first time we do that, but over time, when we start to tune into ourselves, we'll hear that inner voice. And in order to do so, we need to quiet ourselves, quiet the noises around us, in order to be able to listen. And I think for some people that can be quite difficult, because there may be some thoughts, feelings that feel scary or painful. But if we can move through them, allow them to be there and allow them to pass through, then it makes our lives a lot easier, and we can let go of those old stories and traumas. So that's quite a lot coming from that card. Hadn't expected that. So that's just about reminding us to use our intuition. So let's go to the first card that came out. So this is the Knight of Pentacles, and it's basically the slowest court card. Slowest knight in the 4 elements. So we have the Pentacles, we have Wands, Swords, and Cups. Ooh, my memory is being tested today. So basically, the Pentacles represents how things manifest in our physical world, or more of the physical level. So it just shows that there is movement, but it might be slow, and we'll see in what context that means. And so the next card, we've got the Death card, which isn't about death at all. It's about change. So in order for something new to come through, for the sun to rise, the sun must go down. One door shuts, another one opens. And so, it's just a natural part of life and the cycles in our lives. So that's what that card represents. And then we've got the Ten of Cups, which is a lovely card. It's about fulfillment, being happy. You see the happy couple there with their kids. It's not necessarily about family. I mean, it's what happiness is for each individual. We all have different ideas of what that means, but you see the rainbow, and it's just a lovely card full of happiness. So that's a lovely card to pull out. So I'm just going to take a moment or two just to reflect on what I'm getting in terms of messages. So what I'm feeling is, or what's coming through, is that when we rely on our intuition, it will lead us to our happiness. And sometimes it can feel like things are manifesting very slowly, and it's like literally step by step. But by doing so, this is when we start to see the changes in our lives. And there's something about taking those steps forward towards change and towards what you want in your life, and you'll start to see those changes happening. And there's also something about letting go of those things that no longer serve you, because death can mean saying, the end of a certain relationship, friendship, a stage of one's life, a job, those type of things. So if that feels relevant, then it may be a time to start to acknowledge your feelings about those things, because often we can pretend to ourselves that things are okay, but really they're not, and we end up just continuing the same day, same year, over and over. And I think now we're really in a time period where we just can't accept what has been anymore. I mean, we can, and we can continue to be doing the same thing, but I think it will cause a lot more pain than shifting into this new world or new way of doing things that we're entering. So when we do this is when we can start to let go. There's something else about being patient, like taking the step. So firstly, trusting ourselves, taking the steps to listen to ourselves, listen to our intuition, and taking those steps one by one towards the changes that we want to make in our lives, and being ready to let go of those things that no longer serve us. That's what will lead us to the happiness and the fulfillment in our lives. And you can apply that to whatever aspect of your life which is causing you a challenge or causing you some unhappiness at the moment. So just in summary, it's really about tuning into your intuition, like having these I should have mentioned before, the major arcana cards. They're quite big themes about change and intuition. So it's just allowing change to happen. I keep getting drawn to the Death card, but the High Priestess is important as well. Allowing change to happen, not holding on to something that's no longer working, but allowing yourself to go with that, the flow with which the universe or whatever you want to call it is pushing us, because it's going to lead us to greater happiness, even if at the moment it may not necessarily feel that way. It might feel a bit painful, frustrating, whatever emotions are coming up. It will be different for everyone. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So just in summary, just focus on tuning into your intuition and letting go, allowing change to come into your life, and focusing on those things that you want, so that you can move towards more fulfillment in your life. And I think I might pull out a crystal card as well. I just feel like it's a great deck, which I love. It's called the Crystal Oracle, which a lovely friend gave to me. So let's see if there's anything that particularly wants to come out. What happens. Alright, so we've got crow. Well, I always have different, these crystals are always a bit different to what I'm used to. So crocoite, anyway, you can see what it is there. So let's see what this says. Okay, so just going to, I hope you'll be able to see it as well, but I'm just going to read it. So it's about change, creativity, and sexuality. A new phase in your life is just around the corner. Creative possibilities surface from a chance encounter with someone new. This encounter stimulates inspiration, passion, and a greater optimism for life. Your sexual energy is also on the rise, and this draws new people and circumstances into your life that you'll find exciting and stimulating. Wonderful changes are in store for you, yet you are also being warned to be cautious. Appearances can often be deceiving, so look for inner beauty and truth before you allow yourself to be swept off your feet. Very interesting. And just a note that sexual energy in a lot of like in Tantra, Taoist beliefs and things are linked in with creativity. So it's not necessarily the way that we've been taught to believe what sexual energy is. So I just want to mention that. So it's having high sexual energy is a way for you to be more creative as well, is what I'm saying. So yes, I'm not sure if that message resonates wasn't for anyone in particular, but I'll be interested to know if it does resonate with you. So thanks for listening to the video. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and then you'll be able to receive the videos when they appear. And also, if you have any feedback or comments, I'd love to hear from you, especially if this card resonated or if the reading resonated in general. It'd be great to hear what's happening, or how it applied in your life. So yes, I think that's it. Wishing you a great week ahead, and lots of support during these interesting times and changes. Okay, take good care. Have a great week. Bye.